Hi, welcome back to Repotting. I'm really glad you're here. Taking this time to slow down and to reflect. Last time we spoke about that feeling when something in your life starts to feel a little too tight, like you've outgrown the space you're in, even if everything still looks okay on the outside. And I want to stay there for a moment, but go a little deeper. There's a term in gardening called root bound. Root bound. It's when a plant has been in the same pot for too long. And what happens to the plant being in that same pot for a long time is that the roots, instead of growing outward, the roots begin to circle around themselves again and again and again. What happens with all that circling is eventually, even though the plant is still alive, even though the plant is still growing, it's no longer thriving. And there's a simple reason for that, because everything it needs to expand is being restricted by the very place that once supported it. Everything. The same space that was very supportive of its growth is now a place of restriction. And I think very strongly that this can happen in us as well. It does not always happen in very obvious ways, though. It happens quietly. It can happen in our way of thinking, in our thoughts. It also happens in the patterns we have in our lives. It happens in the stories we keep returning to. We just begin to circle. The same fears, the same assumptions, the same responses. We just circle. It happens so quietly. And let me just repeat this. From the outside, everything can still look fine. Everything can still look great. But on the inside of us, there is less freedom. There is less room to grow. And maybe even a quiet sense of being stuck without fully knowing why. We just feel stuck. Sometimes we vocalize it, sometimes we just internalize it. It's just a very deep sense, very unsettling sense of being stuck. I want to put a name to that. It's called being root bound, having a root bound heart. Now, having this root bound heart isn't broken. It does not mean that you're broken. It's just contained for too long in the same space, in the same mental space, in the same emotional space, too long in the same space, and we just find ourselves circling. So today, you might gently begin to notice, where do I feel like I'm circling? Just notice. And that's why we're in this quiet space of reporting. What thoughts are circling? What patterns do you keep returning to? Just notice them, not to judge them, just to see them as they are, to see them very clearly. Awareness is where change begins. Not force, not pressure, just seeing. Well, thank you for being here with me today, for giving yourself this space. This is Repotting, and we'll continue gently from here.